cho bao la mật đi nữa, đừng có sống theo cái kiểu như mọi người bình thường.
Don't live like normal people living. Learn how to give out, share your perfection, sharing the merits in the way that is more regularly. If not like that, it's become like uptight within oneself. When it's too much, it's not good. Because when there is suffering, there is no way out. Its suffering becomes real. Therefore, when you continue to give as such, the releasing will happen continuously. This will enable oneself to support the life in the future. There will be no stress, there will be no crisis. When there is no sharing the merit out, there will be suffering that is detained inside. It becomes real. It is uptight. There is no continuous releasing day by day. Therefore, the blessing is like releasing suffering from oneself at the same time. Everything will not be detained within oneself. It's just like on the daily basis, we are releasing suffering. There is no need to think of practicing Dhamma in this way or that way. There is no need for that. Giving daily in the way of not attached to the non-attachment itself with everything. Let's conclude through the liberation daily like this. People are in the middle of samsara, amidst the difficulty of all beings. When you are in the middle of all these, we are also receiving their suffering into ourselves at the same time. There is just taking in, receiving, and don't know how to release it out either. The eyes, by seeing, also receiving. The ears also receiving. The mind that is receiving, that is acknowledging, also receiving at the same time. You know that everyone just take in receiving karma and karmic difficulties into oneself. And everyone is already living in difficulty, is living with the unbearable. Even once feel relaxed or comfortable, one still feel unbearable without reasons. Just like hard working here and there, but the suffering is still there. The reason is receiving as a daily basis, eyes and ears, mind, acknowledging and receiving, taking in all the time. And when people are suffering, they think that they have to practice to liberate from suffering, but that's not the way. That is not yet releasing out. How can one practicing anything when there is no releasing? How can one sitting there and suppressing? That is also temporary. It's not real liberation. Sitting in meditation is like suppressing in stillness and indifference temporarily. There is still a lot of things inside that is suppressed. Therefore, every day, let's change one's own way. Open up through the eyes and ears, sharing the merits, do water blessing, mind, even from mind itself, through water blessing, just give and share.
Theo cách không hay cả chính không.
Whatever merits
Theo cách
there
cho đi
is,
bao nhiêu
just
lần,
share.
bao nhiêu lần có cho đi,
Share
cho
the
đi.
perfection from whenever time, from the past, from any Buddha eras from the past.
Bao lần
Just
đã
share
có trong bao nhiêu thời đại, bao nhiêu
the
kỷ nguyên,
perfection,
hãy
share the
chia ra,
merits day by
tràn
day.
cho tới luân hồi, hàng ngày. Như thế.
Like this
Đây
is
gọi
called
là giải
clearing
phóng ra
out,
khỏi
because
Lấy
it's
nó ra, lấy
releasing
nó ra,
out,
lấy nó ra.
releasing out,
Thoát ra,
without
thoát
taking
ra.
in this kind of
Thoát ra, nhưng mà không lấy
relaxing.
thoát ra, thoát ra. Thoát ra, thoát ra.
Liberating out, liberating out. There is no need to practice Kamasthana, Vipassana by sitting and meditate. That is using mindfulness to suppress. When you getting out of your meditation, it's like explosion, bursting out also, as usual. Therefore, just open up as giving day by day. Liberation will be there day by day also. This is like simultaneous blessing beings. Giving, blessed at the same time. You need to use this way. Then it will be the most direct and easiest. Giving like this. Use the empty bottle and take it from the tap water and open up through your palms as you pour the water as blessing. Open up the mind. All the perfection will be shared through your eyes and palms. Whoever you like or love or hate, you just share your merits to them. This is the way to solve all problems. All problems are derived from fixation. Take it and fixate. That's the reason. That's why the swinging is all over. We solve right at the root cause of the problems. By taking in the difficulties, we just release them. Because receiving through the eyes, looking at this and that, just receiving, looking at the films, looking at the TV, just receiving and receiving, taking in, until it darkens within oneself. Whether it's good or bad things, it's just taking in, it's darkened, it's karma. So let's release it out. Liberation for oneself and for samsara simultaneously. Don't search to solve anything in the way with guessing, with estimation. The root cause is taking in. Therefore, we need to correct by releasing out. Let it out, that's all. The breathing in without breathing out, then you have to let it out. You need to let it out. All that waste, we just releasing out too. When you share the perfection, the waste also will be let out. The good things will be shared. The waste will also be let out simultaneously by itself. By one's own giving. Wherever you go to relax, for relaxing eyes and ears, actually you are deceiving yourself.
thực ra ấy, nó đang lừa bản thân.
มันเหมือนว่ามันชั่วคราว
Just like it's temporary,
มันสบายตาชั่วคราว
relaxing the eyes temporarily.
แต่ของเสียไม่ได้อยู่ข้างใน
But the waste is still inside. The karmic difficulties still remain within oneself. By taking in through the eyes and ears, it's still detained inward.
มันเหมือนกับเราไปหาความ
Just like we are
สบาย
searching
แบบฉาบฉวย
Nó giống như là chúng ta
for
tìm cái sự thoải mái dễ chịu
superficial
cho mình.
relaxation
มันหลอกตัวเอง
temporarily. That is deceiving oneself.
Nó giống như là
It's too much on the surface.
ใจมันถึงรากถึงหมดราก
In order to
หมดเน่า
end the root of difficulties and complications, it has to let out from the mind.
cái gốc rễ của cái vấn đề ở bên trong tâm ấy, thì cần phải
Let it
nhận
out
ra cho đi,
totally
cho
from the
ra,
mind.
cho ra tới linh hồn.
Release
ความไม่
and share
Tất cả
the
những cái
goodness,
sự không dính
the
mắc,
merits for samsara.
แม้กระทั่ง
Everything is not attached to the non-attachment itself.
แต่นั้นอย่าเสียดายไปแล้ว
Therefore,
vì thế đừng có tiếc ba lần.
don't regret to lose
Cái điều
the
này rất
perfection.
quan trọng.
This is significant point
ความเดือดร้อน
because
Bởi
it's
vì
the
nó là sự giải
liberation
thoát đường tâm.
within oneself.
ถ้าเสียดายแล้วมันไม่รู้
Nếu
If
như tiếc thì
you
nó không giải thoát.
มันจะ
are afraid to lose, then it's not going to release.
จะเป็นกรรม
It's gonna
Nó sẽ
become
trở thành nghiệp ở trong
karma with the perfections. It's not liberation.
มันไม่ยึดไม่ได้ในตัว
Everything is not attached even to the non-attachment itself.
เราต้องไขล่าสนัย
Therefore, we have to
Chúng ta
unlock
cần giải cái mật mã
this
này,
code
giải mã cho thật tốt.
very well.
ล่าสนัยความไม่ยึดติด
The essential code of
Cái
the
mật mã sự không
non-attachment.
dính mắc cho tốt.
ยิ่งงานแล้วยิ่งเราทำเยอะเรายุ่งกับ
The more you
คน
do
เยอะยิ่ง
work
ยุ่งกับสังคมเยอะ
involving
ยิ่งรับ
much
เยอะ
with societies, the more you are receiving
Cái công
unconsciously.
việc mà chúng ta hay đi vấn đề với xã hội
Receiving
nhiều,
unconsciously
càng nhận vào
from
nhiều,
societies.
càng vấn đề nhiều.
ทำงานร่วมกับผู้
The more you work with
คนหลาย
people,
มันก็เหมือนเรายุ่งกับการบูชา
it's like you are involving with the karma of the people at the same
Cũng giống như
time.
là chúng ta đang vấn đề với nghiệp của mọi
มัน
người.
ก็จะมารำคาญในตัวเอง
And there will be annoyance within oneself as well,
Trong bản thân.
unknowingly.
ปรับตัวเองนะปรับ
Cần
ตัวเอ
thay
ง
đổi bản
Shift,
thân.
ปรับวิถีชีวิตตัวเอง
shift the way of
Thay đổi
living.
cái cách thức trong đời sống của bản thân.
Thưa của con là khi công việc có những cái không thuận lợi ý, thì con nhận là con vẫn còn rất nhiều lo lắng và những cái việc con có chút
เขาบอกว่าถ้าเจอเวลาทำงานเจอสิ่งที่
When working
ไม่
and
ดีอะ
meet
เขารู้สึก
bad
ว่า
things,
ในจิตใจของ
she
เขา
feels that
มีเหลือเยอะกับความห่วง
ตัวรับ
there's a lot of concerns.
ตัวรับ
The acknowledgement
ก็nhận
is
biết ấy,
always
nó lấy
receiving
vào.
at every time. Therefore,
Vì thế hãy
share the
chia-
merits
chia ra đi
simultaneously.
một cái chiều đấy luôn.
แผ่ให้ส่วนเข้าไปเลย
Share the merits simultaneously
อาโสละอาโสละ
while there is something like that is coming in.
แผ่ให้ส่วนเข้าไปเลย
chia ba la mật vào ngược cái chiều đấy.
ก็บอกแล้วมันรับรู้มันก็รับออกมา
Because acknowledging is like receiving.
ตัวรับรู้มันเยอะมากเลย
It's a lot of acknowledgement.
Rất là
Huh?
nhiều của mọi người.
Therefore, receiving a lot as well.
แต่นั่นก็มาตกค้างมันก็เลยยิ่ง
And
ไม่อยู่ในใจ
it's remaining within one's mind. This kind of vedana,
Nghiệp chướng nó vẫn còn
karmic difficulties remain within oneself is endless.
thế và khi con học với các đồng nghiệp của con thì những cái tâm lo lắng phiền muộn của họ mạnh quá khiến con không chống được rồi con bị cuốn theo những cái đó.
เขาบอกว่าที่ประชุมกับคนที่ทำงานร่วมกัน
Meeting
ความ
with
ห่วงความห่วงของ
workers,
เขาในจิตใจเยอะ
a lot of concern is there. That is normal because everyone has projection for gaining something. Everyone has this kind of expectation within themselves,
ตั้ง
thiết lập lấy thiết
ตั้
lập
งเอาอะไร
expecting for
แต่นั้นก็จะ
something.
มีหลากหลายอารมณ์
Therefore, there are a lot of various emotions within themselves, within their minds. Use the reminders to purify onwards. No grasping for the non-grasping itself.
แผ่ให้แผ่ให้
Sharing the perfection. This kind of mighty force will help
คนทุกคน
purifying for
มันจะมี
everyone.
รอบของมันเองที่มันจะมาหลุดตอนไหนคลาย
Everyone has one's own rhythm of releasing and liberating.
của mọi người là giải thoát vào lúc nào thì đều có cái
แต่เรา
thời
ถ้า
cơ
รู้จักก่อนเราก็เป็น
If you know
nhưng mà chúng ta hãy biết
and
là
have
chúng ta
that
hãy
kind
bắt
of
đầu
rhythm,
trước đã.
just
Chúng ta
give
hãy
first.
ไปเรื่อยๆเดี๋ยว
Continue to give.
Rồi họ sẽ theo.
Everyone will follow accordingly.
ระบบ
you have to accept that
Chúng ta
the
cần
world
phải chấp nhận rằng là cái hệ thống
have
xã
the
hội, tức là
system
cái hệ
of
thống của thiết lập
projection
เหมือนกับ
to
เรา
take
เอาในสิ่งที่มันไม่ใช่การ
expecting
เอา
to
ก็จะ
take
มีได้บ้างไม่ได้บ้างตามตั้งนั่นแหละ
This is a kind of vagueness. Gaining something that is not about gaining, taking something that is not about taking. Some of your expectation can be taken or not sometimes.
แต่ถึงได้มาจริง
However,
ก็
even
ได้
you
มามันก็ได้
can
ไม่จริง
gain it,
kể cả
is
là
not
được ấy, nhưng mà cũng
ก็
được
เหมือนกับ
real.
ว่าเรามีชีวิตอยู่ไม่จริงเดี๋ยว
Just
ก็ตาย
like life
nó
is
giống như là
not
chúng ta có cái đời sống này thật
so
ấy, nhưng mà
real
rồi chết.
ได้ชีวิต
because
มา
you're
เดี๋ยว
gonna
ก็เสีย
die
ชีวิต
also.
ไป
You gain
Nhưng
the
mà được cái đời
life,
sống
but
này
you
rồi
also
thì
will
sẽ
lose the
có
life.
cái mất đời sống.
นะ
Nó cũng giống như
ได้
là
ชีวิต
được
มาแล้วก็ต้องหมดชีวิตไปมันก็ไม่ได้ไม่จริง
cũng giống như là được cái đời sống này.
Therefore, life is not
ก็ต้อง
real.
หมดไปเหมือนกับมันได้
Whatever you
Cũng giống
gain,
như là được
it
cái
will
thân thể
end
này, rồi cái
also.
thân thể này
ทุก
cũng
อย่าง
mất.
ทุกเรื่องก็เหมือนกันหมด
Everything is the same like this.
สิ่งที่ทุกคนกำลังตั้งเอา
Whatever
ตั้ง
that
เอาใน
one
สิ่งที่
is
มันไม่
expecting is
Tất
like
cả mọi thứ mà mọi
expecting
người đang thiết lập lấy thì nó cũng giống như là
something
mọi
that
người
one
thiết lập lấy
cannot
cho cái thứ
gain.
mà nó
ฉะ
không
นั้น
lấy.
การสัมผัสสัมพันธ์การจับต้อง
Therefore,
มันเป็นสิ่งชั่วคราวทั้งหมด
all and everything that one touch is temporary.
Cái thế mọi
Gaining,
sự liên hệ tiếp
losing,
xúc ấy,
having,
cái sự nắm bắt
being
มันได้แค่ชั่ว
nó
is
chỉ là tạm
only
thời.
temporary.
Cái được và cái mất ấy,
ดังนั้น
chỉ là
เพื่อ
cái
ล้างนิสัย
Therefore, in order to
นิสัย
purify this kind of circling patterns,
Thế
just
để mà rửa
give,
được cái thói quen
continue
luẩn
to
quẩn kiểu
give,
này thì con cần
and
cho
share
liên
the
tục.
perfection.
เลิกวิตกกังวลเลิก
This kind of concerns and worries will be ended all by itself.
ที่ให้ไปใช้เนี่ยมันแก้ปัญหาได้ทั้งหมดเลย
Whatever that is given here, it can correct and solve all problems.
ปัญหามันก็เกิดจาก
Problems
จิตเรา
are derived from the
มัน
mind
ไม่ผ่อนคลาย
that is not relaxed within itself.
Cái vấn đề ấy là nó
From
sinh lên từ cái
itself.
việc là tâm của chúng ta nó
It's
không
fixated.
จิต
nó vẫn
ตั้
còn
งยึ
dính
ด
mắc.
กันในจิตเยอะ
The mind expecting to be fixated to itself too
ต้นเห
much.
ตุของปัญหาทุก
That is the main problem for every issues
แต่ถ้ามัน
that is
เริ่ม
there.
ให้อะไรกับอะไรแล้วเนี่ยมันก็ไม่
But once the mind doesn't identify with anything, the problem will not be there.
Không phải vấn đề.
It's not going to be a problem.
ไม่ใช่ปัญหาไปเอง
Nó sẽ tự
Naturally, it will not become a problem.
อย่างลูกๆทุกคนก็พาเนาะทานแผ่บารมีเทน้ำ
trẻ con
Share the perfection. Lead your children
ของทุก
do
คน
the same
ไม่ว่าจะ
thing.
เป็นเด็กผู้ใหญ่มันเยอะทุกคนแหละ
At the background of everyone, there's a lot of karma.
trẻ con ấy cũng rất là nhiều.
Good
Cả
karma,
công đức,
bad
cả phước
karma.
báo, cả duyên nghiệp.
There's a lot there at the background of everyone.